NATO's strategic communication, countering Russian propaganda. NATO's strategic communication is one of the essential tools that the alliance utilizes to counter the growing influence of Russian propaganda. This communication strategy primarily focuses on the dissemination of accurate information to the public and the media. It involves a range of activities such as public diplomacy, information operations, psychological operations, and strategic messaging. The aim of this strategy is to counter the false narratives and disinformation campaigns that the Russian government uses to influence the opinions and perceptions of people worldwide. NATO's response to Russian propaganda. Over the past few years, NATO has intensified its efforts to counter Russian propaganda. The alliance has set up a Strategic Communications Center of Excellence, STRATCOM, in Riga, Latvia, to coordinate these efforts. The center has a team of experts from various NATO countries who work together to develop strategies and tactics to counter Russian propaganda. In addition, NATO has created a new position of Assistant Secretary General for Public Diplomacy to lead and coordinate the alliance's public diplomacy efforts. NATO's strategy to counter Russian propaganda. NATO's strategy to counter Russian propaganda is multifaceted and includes a wide range of activities. First and foremost, the alliance focuses on the dissemination of accurate information. This involves providing the media with timely and accurate information about NATO's activities, events, and initiatives. It also involves providing the public with information about the risks and challenges posed by the Russian government's aggressive actions. Second, the alliance uses information operations to counter Russian propaganda. This includes activities such as monitoring and analyzing Russian propaganda and using social media to promote NATO's messages. It also involves partnering with non-governmental organizations, NGOs, and other entities to promote accurate information about NATO's actions and objectives. Third, NATO utilizes psychological operations to counter Russian propaganda. This involves influencing the attitudes and perceptions of people through the use of media and other communications. It also involves disrupting the information environment that the Russian government uses to spread false narratives and disinformation. Finally, NATO uses strategic messaging to counter Russian propaganda. This involves developing clear, concise, and consistent messages to promote NATO's objectives. It also involves developing messages that resonate with different audiences and target segments. Benefits and limitations of NATO's strategic communication. NATO's strategic communication has many benefits in countering Russian propaganda. One of the most significant benefits is that it provides accurate information to the public and the media. It also helps in creating a counter-narrative to the Russian government's false narratives and disinformation. In addition, NATO's strategic communication activities help to create a robust and reliable information environment. However, there are also limitations to NATO's strategic communication. One of the most significant limitations is that the Russian government's propaganda machine is extensive and well-established. Over the years, the Russian government has developed a range of techniques to disseminate false narratives and disinformation. Moreover, the Russian government's propaganda activities are not limited to traditional media. It also uses social media, fake news websites, and other channels to spread propaganda. NATO's future challenges. The challenges facing NATO's strategic communication are likely to intensify in the future. Russian propaganda and disinformation campaigns are likely to continue to grow in scale and sophistication. This means that NATO will need to commit more resources to countering Russian propaganda. Moreover, NATO will need to find new and innovative ways to engage with different audiences and target segments. This involves developing targeted communication strategies and messages that resonate with different groups of people. Finally, NATO will need to find ways to cooperate more effectively with other organizations and entities to counter Russian propaganda. This involves building partnerships with NGOs, media outlets, and other organizations that can help to promote accurate information about NATO's actions and objectives. Conclusion. In conclusion, NATO's strategic communication is an essential tool to counter Russian propaganda. It involves disseminating accurate information, conducting information operations, using psychological operations, and developing strategic messaging to promote NATO's objectives. However, countering Russian propaganda is a significant challenge that requires ongoing efforts and commitment from NATO and its member states. Overcoming these challenges will require new and innovative approaches to communication and a determination to promote accurate information in the face of disinformation campaigns.